Welcome to the Free Idea Podcast. Today is one day past a horrible event that I'm been doubting how to just don't know how to talk about it if I should, but it's definitely in my mind. And it's really sad. So one of the figures that has become a symbol of freedom of speech has gotten shot in an event and died. Well, he basically got killed, assassinated, murdered. I don't know if the words here really matter, like definition wise, because in the end, he's gone. And I'm pretty sure this is going to create a shift in everything US lifestyle, culture wise, anything that politics touch or like music, movies, video games, conversations with people, or just how people treat other people will start changing pretty bad for the worse, I'd say. I don't know. I don't see how it could turn for the better, but if it does, great. What it does, I don't think it will. That the example has been set, and people who enjoy that type of example will be encouraged to continue. Um, it's gotta be different, that's for sure. And what makes it way more different, in my opinion, is that it was captured on video in real high quality and definition, and it was a gruesome death. There's many times when things happen in the news where people get killed, and if it's just a newspaper, we don't have those anymore. But if it's just words written somewhere on a computer or a text, or people in the news showing pictures and telling you what happened, things like that can easily be brushed off by many. Don't know what the reason for that, but that's how it is. Then when you have a video that shows everything from start to finish of the gruesome act, things change wildly. Wildly. It's a whole different perspective. If you hear it is one thing, if you see it is different. Something about being there without being able to do anything. You see it happen so realistically. It feels like you're there. But at the same time, nothing you could do to stop what happened. The example I can show or come up with is when two of them, the CEO got shot, that was on video, and George Floyd got the knee on the neck, that was a video. We could argue that there's been many videos before. But something about these two videos in particular struck something different than 1,000 um, letters or websites could have never been able to do, or news retelling the story. And now this is a third one. Um, it's a video that is very impactful. Many people won't be able to stomach it. They won't be able to because it's just not something you should watch. As simple as that. It's so upfront that it could even be traumatic, even if you were in there, just by watching. I say that from experience because I watched it, and I think that doesn't feel right. Like, I don't feel good after watching that. Sad. Dude, I feel sad. Um, so there's gonna be a change. There's gonna be a shift. There will be. No matter, I can't say it. I can't tell if it's gonna be big or small. It feels like it's gonna be big. Mm, but it might take a bit of time to get there. But that's just not something you do. Just you don't do that. So it's gonna get even worse, I'd say, out here. Bit stranger danger. I don't know exactly how, but I know that there's gonna be displaced people. Very much so. Maybe. Oh, this guy wants to. Okay. Let me see. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's Synthus. Hi. All right. Yeah, I'm still trying. So it's heavy for me to do this recording. Um, Usually talk about ideas that are practical. Sometimes I talk about ideas that are more mental, like I don't know how to describe it, but ideas like this, like hatred and greed or addiction, those type of ideas or that type of mentality. And this one, I believe it fits on stuff. And I don't know what I can bring to the table by speaking about it. But I do feel, you know, podcasting is it's like my way to journal or to self therapy. So when I see this traumatic video, I'm like, man, do I feel sad? Let me put it into words, try to figure this out because it's my tool. And so the man, the event, yes, weird man. Father, 31, two children, wife. Um, the things I see on the news where there's people celebrating it in X, just social media in general. There's people celebrating the fact. There's people, there's news celebrating the fact and or saying things, blaming him for it, like, oh, it's his fault because of the way he speaks, so he got it coming. And I'm just sitting here, hearing that and being in shock. I, as many more out there, understand that there's always people like this, and there's always news like this with this type of bias. But seeing it so quickly, I'd say like within hours of the incident, it's what makes it even worse. I mean, everything is worse just doing that, but seeing it happen so fast, it's also like, wow, guys, you didn't even take a moment. You just jump straight into it. Okay. I mean, I was gonna say you didn't take a moment to mourn about it, uh, but these guys are not even mourning; they're celebrating. So that kind of doesn't make sense. They're not more mournful people. Um, so it's really, really, it affects me in a different way when I see that so, um, so clear, so obvious, without any intention to hide it. That's what's really weird. That is what's really weird. And like I say, it's the fact that it's on video. and I watched it. Because if you told me things like this in the news, it would still be horrific. But that one detail puts a whole different personality to it or closeness to it. So yeah, I hear the argument where it's like, well, people are dying all the time in this and that way. Name your issue. People dying of drugs or getting killed in wars, and they're all pretty bad. But this one affects me different than those, and I'd say that's one of the main reasons why. I don't really ever see or have seen too many gruesome videos like that about the war, except soldiers and soldiers, or far away shots from an explosion, or bullets hitting a car from far, far away, where the video is a little grainy and it's still horrible, but it doesn't have that same impact. I don't, you know, if you've seen these videos different, this video is like a live link. So either way, either way is bad. I'm not trying to justify one over the other. I'm just saying. I'm just saying what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing. And if I'm feeling and seeing this, that means that many, 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 many more people are in the same boat. Which then means, we're all different. So we don't all react the same way when seeing things like this. I react in this manner, just sad and, well, I gotta get on with my day. So I got a family and I got a job and I gotta provide and I got a whole life and I can't fortunately do anything about it. But there's people out there that will feel a different way and they'll feel like they can do something about it. And where I'm getting at is that some of those people may respond in a similar way. Hopefully not. But if the Bible is true, and it tends to be, revenge is something that humans have naturally. And one phrase that I think comes from the Bible is the eye for an eye. So one side has been, peaceful in its own sense. I'm not very aware if there has been any assassinations on one side of the political wing, but another side of the political wing has had a couple amount of assassinations. So there's going to be a time, and this could be one of those times, where one side is going to crave the eye for an eye. And stuff might start happening. They might start losing the patience. Because one side likes to speak words and the other side likes to act. And perhaps after this, both will act. And at the end of the day, who knows if this is one side versus the other side, but something will come out of it. Something that is not so nice. People will feel more, they will have an image, a martyr to fight for, a symbol to fight for, a symbol to hide behind when doing things that are either good or bad. But most of the time, people can do good things without a symbol. But a lot of people need a symbol to do bad things. and this is their permission to do it or their symbol. They're going to feel justified. So basically, what I'm saying, which I know you're smart enough to already figure that out, but I put it in plain words. This could lead to an eye for an eye in many, many ways, not just physical, not just violently, could just be how people treat other people. Would be how people speak of other people. And it could be, well, it could definitely be violent too. And that's gonna be something. So yeah, we lost someone today who meant a lot to many. And it's not going to end well. Or in fact, I would say it's a sign that we are on a path to a chaotic path, I'd say. I wouldn't say a chaotic ending because, it's usually for these things, there's no end, but definitely a chaotic path where we're moving as a culture, I'd say. The culture of the US is moving to a chaotic path. This situation is going to be used as an excuse for many changes to come. I don't know if they're good or bad changes, but definitely they're going to be rushed changes. They're going to be immediate or not thought out too well. And that could lead to maybe we didn't think this through before implementing it. And it's sad. I'm just thinking it's sad that what happened. So the name of the man said this is on the record. But everybody knows who I'm talking about. But if this is listened in 10, 20 years, the name of this assassination is Charlie Kirk. They say survived by his wife and 2 children at the age of 31. I don't see any reason to celebrate.